I threw a party for my 10-year-old son and invited my family. Nobody came. A week later, Mom sent an invite, my niece's sweet 16. $2 $100 per person. Venmo me. Not even a sorry. So, I sent $1 with a note, congratulations. Then I changed the locks, blocked their numbers. 2 days later, the police knocked on my door. My name's Evan. I'm 33, a single dad, a network tech, a man who lives by lists. I know where every dollar goes. I can tell you the price of milk at 3 different stores and which one restocks juice boxes on Tuesdays. My son, Leo, is 10, loves Lego, hates olives, thinks I'm a wizard because I can untangle cords without swearing. We live in a small rental with a scruffy yard and a secondhand grill I rescued from the curb. My family's just 20 minutes away, and I used to think that meant we were close. It didn't. Leo's birthday was simple: blue streamers, a Costco cake that said Leo level 10 in pixel font, an inflatable soccer goal, and borrowed folding chairs. 6 of his classmates came. The air smelled like sunscreen and charcoal. I kept checking my phone. Mom had promised, we'll be there, wouldn't miss it. Courtney and Coco said she was bringing party favors. Nate said he'd come after the gym. Nothing. When the pizza came, I told the driver to wait, maybe a line of cars would pull up. He glanced at the tiny crowd and said, "You're good." By 3, the sun was low, the kids barefoot and laughing. My neighbor brought over a cooler. "Full house," she said. I smiled like my face was made of wood. At 3:11, my phone buzzed. "Don't be dramatic," Mom wrote. "It's just a kids' party." "No, sorry. No, we're running late." Just that, like a slap. Leo jogged over, cheeks flushed. "Dad, can we cut the cake?" "Of course," I said. "Gather everyone." He blew out the candles in one breath, practiced, and grinned, frosting on his lip. I clapped, then slipped into the kitchen to breathe where no one could see me. The group chat bubble blinked. "Courtney, we'll catch the next one. Today's insane." Then her story popped up: brunch mimosas. Caption: self-care Sunday on a Saturday with my people. Mom was in the corner of the photo, sunglasses on, champagne flute in hand. Nate's tattooed arm, the one I paid for, draped behind her. I stood there with a wet knife in my hand, a half-cut cake behind me, and a 10-year-old outside who still believed grown-ups meant what they said. I didn't mention the empty chairs. I just handed out plates and smiled through the ache. After the kids left, Leo and I built his new Lego spaceship. He didn't ask about Grandma or Aunt Coco or Uncle Nate. Maybe he didn't need to. That night, after he fell asleep with a slice of pizza in his hand, Mom sent another message, a voice note this time. "Don't make a big deal, Evan. He's 10, he'll barely remember." Something in me went cold. I cleaned up, counted chairs, folded the banner, scraped frosting into the trash. I didn't respond. I couldn't. I've always been the fixer, the one who knew the Wi-Fi password, tax deadlines, everyone's favorite dish. When Dad left, Mom said, "You're the man now," not as comfort, as an assignment. I built Courtney's business website, paid Nate's rent, drove Mom to urgent care. Every time, it came with a chorus: "Family helps family. Can you spot me till Friday? I'll pay you back." They never did. The day Leo was born, I promised he'd never wonder if his people cared. Even when money was tight, he'd have cake, effort, and love that showed up. Meanwhile, my family was busy living their soft life and grind set. Wine tastings, retreats, leased trucks, hashtags. When I asked Mom about weekly dinners, she said, "Next month." Next month never came unless it was payday. Then the messages rolled in. "Quick favor, emergency, don't tell anyone I asked." Last fall, Courtney's card declined before a girl's trip. "Can you fix it? I'll pay you Monday." Monday came and went. "Don't be petty," she said. "Money comes and goes. Memories are forever." December brought Mom's holiday gift spreadsheet, color-coded like a ransom note. "We should split equally," she wrote. Equal meant me. I bought Leo a coat, Mom a mixer, Courtney a gift card, Nate new shoes. My gift was silence when I asked if anyone could bring dessert next time. It all added up, not just in my bank account, but in my chest. 2 days after Leo's party, Mom sent a new message, glitter emojis and urgency. "Very important. RSVP by Wednesday." My niece's sweet 16. $2,100 per person. Venmo me. No, how was the party? No, we missed you. Just an invoice disguised as an invitation. Attached was a PDF, tiara, orchids, caviar bar, ice sculpture, interactive gelato artist. Then Mom added, Evan, cover Grandma's spot too, she's on a fixed income. There it was, the reflex, my name equals money. Courtney chimed in, Coco can't do less than premium. Evan, you're the spreadsheet guy, coordinate the gift? Nate, yo, open bar? Totally worth it. And that's when I realized I'd never been family, I'd been payroll. Evan, you got me and Jess, right? I set down my coffee, it burned anyway. I typed no, then deleted it, not because I didn't mean it, but because with them, words skim the surface, they don't sink unless you tie them to something heavy. I reopened the PDF and caught something I hadn't noticed before, the sponsor page at the end. My name, Gold Patron. Underneath, in elegant script, in honor of family. I hadn't given $1. I hadn't even been asked. Courtney had submitted it. She'd even used my LinkedIn photo. My stomach turned slow, stubborn circles. I scrolled back through Saturday's messages, searching for a sorry buried under a meme. There wasn't one, just Courtney's brunch post and Mom's voice note, it's just a kid's party. Then another text came in. Mom, also, I talked to the venue, they need the deposit by Friday. I told them you'd handle it since you're the most organized. The deposit, for a teenager's party that cost more than my car, assigned to me like an errand. I picked up my phone to call her, then put it down. I didn't trust my voice to come out soft enough to be heard. That evening, while Leo worked on homework at the table, I printed the sponsor page and set it next to my grocery list, 2 columns. What I do, what they ask. I started writing. Soccer fees, mine. Court filing fee for Nate's license reinstatement, mine. Website hosting, mine. Costco cake, mine. $2,100 per person, theirs. Deposit, theirs. It's just a kid's party, theirs. I stared at the list until the ink felt dry enough to touch. The next morning, a new message. Mom, Evan, you're quiet, don't be difficult. Your cousin is only 16 once. Everything inside me that had melted for years started to cool, not fire, but ice. Solid, deciding. There's always a small moment before the big one. Mine was noticing the brass house key on my ring. Mom had a copy. Courtney borrowed one for an errand last month and never returned it. That key, soft metal, soft boundaries. So that afternoon, I stopped by the hardware store. It started in the family chat, because that's where they lived. I waited for their favorite time to swarm, late lunch, 1:17 p.m. The bubbles popped up, Courtney's iced coffee boomerang, Nate's gym selfie, Mom's glittery forwarded prayer. Then I posted a photo of my backyard from Saturday, the banner still taped to the fence. The neat row of empty folding chairs. A half-cut cake box with slices wrapped in foil for the freezer. I wrote, this was Leo's party, you said you'd come. I let it sit. Replies came exactly as expected. Courtney, why are you posting this here? Text me. Mom, don't guilt us. Evan, we have lives, you know Saturdays are hard. Nate, bro, don't be a martyr, kids don't care. I posted screenshots. Moms will be there. Courtney's and co's bringing party favors. Then their brunch photo, self-care Sunday with my people. No caption. Facts have gravity. Silence. Then Mom again, enough. We're focusing on the Sweet 16 now. I sent the link. The deposit's due Friday. Be an adult. I typed slowly. I am being an adult. I'm Leo's dad. Another pause. Courtney, don't make everything about your kid. I stared until the words blurred. Then I wrote. You didn't come to your own nephew's birthday. A week later, you sent me a bill for $2,100 per person for a teenager I see twice a year. You used my name as a sponsor without asking. You told a venue I'd pay the deposit. You said I was difficult for being quiet. Here's my answer, no. Send. Before they could swarm again, I opened Venmo, found Mom, and sent $1. Note, congratulations. No speech, no follow-up, just a mirror held to the absurd. Then I changed the locks. The hardware guy had cut the keys that afternoon. It took 10 minutes. When the new bolt clicked shut, I felt a matching click in my chest, a safe sealing something precious. I went through my phone and blocked numbers. Not forever, not out of hate, just to keep the peace intact long enough to hold it. Dinner was quiet. Leo asked for more broccoli and told me a joke about a banana in a library. He didn't know his dad had just flipped a switch that would change everything. By 8 p.m., messages started bouncing off the wall I'd built, the last one before the block. Mom, you'll regret this. Don't forget who raised you. I set the phone face down and took out the trash. The next day, Courtney posted a story, Glitter Countdown, 10 days to the Sweet 16. Caption, Gold Patrons, we see you. My name glowed underneath. Comments flooded in, so generous, family goals. I opened the venue's page and sent an email. Remove my name from all materials immediately. I did not authorize sponsorship. Attached screenshots, receipts, and CC'd a manager. Then I forwarded the same message to Mom and Courtney from a new email they didn't know existed. I slept hard that night, the kind of sleep that doesn't listen for footsteps. 2 mornings later, 7:42 a.m. A knock, not casual, official. 2 officers on the porch. Morning, the taller one said, we're responding to a call. What kind of call? I asked. Leo, still in pajamas, half watched cartoons and half listened. Family member reported concerns, the officer said you were making threats, that you had their property, and requested a welfare check for a minor. 3 lies in one, unstable, thief, danger to my kid, efficient. Come in, I said. I opened the door just enough for them to see, a tidy room, a calm child, a cereal bowl. We're fine. They stepped in, polite scans disguised as casual glances. The shorter one smiled at Leo. Hey, buddy. Hi, Leo said, waving his spoon. Can we talk in the kitchen? I asked. We moved a few feet. I kept Leo in view. This is about my mother and sister, I said. They didn't come to my son's birthday. They wanted me to pay thousands for a cousin's party. I said no. I changed the locks. They don't like that word. The taller officer's mouth twitched, a half smile. That tracks. They also used my name as a sponsor without permission. I asked the venue to remove it. I have everything here. I handed over my phone open folder, screenshots, the $1 Venmo note, the email trail. He scrolled. Any weapons in the house? He asked, routine tone. Only butter knives, I said, and a few Lego swords. He smirked. Any custody orders or court issues? No, Leo's with me, we're okay. He glanced toward the living room. You're okay, buddy? Leo nodded seriously. Thumbs up. The shorter officer flipped a page. Caller said you were holding a family heirloom necklace and refused to return it. I blinked. The only necklaces here are made of macaroni, if she means the house key. I changed the locks yesterday. I can give you the old one if that helps. We all stared at the key on the counter, absurd, silent proof of what this was really about. The officers stepped aside, shared a look, then turned back to me. Here's the deal, the taller one said. We see this a lot. Family gets used to something, money, access, favors. Then one person changes the rules, the others panic. We make sure nobody's in danger. Then we go write a report that says no danger. That would be great, I said, and felt my shoulders drop an inch. Do you want to log anything on your side? The shorter one asked. Yes, I pulled up the email to the venue and my written request to remove my name. I also want something on record that they used my name for a financial commitment without my consent, and that I've asked them in writing to stop. Good, he said. Paper trails help. Keep saving everything. If anyone shows up here and won't leave, call us, don't engage. They left a card and stepped back into the daylight. I stood at the door with that feeling you get when a fever breaks, weak, but clear. 10 minutes later, my new email pinged. The venue manager wrote, "We have removed your name from all printed and digital materials. We apologize for the oversight." I exhaled, one thread cut clean. At noon, my aunt, Mom's older sister, who drifts in and out like a reasonable ghost, texted from an unknown number. I heard what happened. I'm sorry, they're furious. Courtney's screaming about a ruined vision. Your mother's calling you ungrateful because she can't call you something worse. For what it's worth, I think you did the right thing. I didn't do anything, I typed. I stopped doing things. She sent a sad smile emoji, the only time I've ever liked one. The next 48 hours were a study in how a system tries to reboot. Courtney posted a long caption about toxic energy and people who can't be happy for others. She didn't use my name. She didn't need to. Her friends filled the comments with hearts and "You're a queen." The whole thing smelled like hairspray and denial. Nate texted from a new number. "Jesus, man, mom's crying. Can you just pay the deposit and we'll square up later? We're family." I blocked it. Mom left a voicemail on the landline I never use. "This is your mother. You're not well. Family doesn't do this. You embarrassed us. You embarrassed me." Then, sharper. "The police? Really?" Her voice trembled the way it does when she wants to sound hurt but really just sounds angry. I held the phone away like it was hot. Then came quieter voices, cousins I barely talked to. "I saw the price. Are they serious? I'm sorry about Leo. That was awful. If you need extra chairs next year, we'll bring some." And my neighbor, the one who'd loaned me the cooler, knocked with a Tupperware of brownies. "You fought the right fight," she said, like we were comrades. Maybe we were. That week, my house got lighter, not because anything changed inside it, but because the air did. No waiting for a key to turn in a lock I didn't invite. No flinch when the phone buzzed. Even the fridge sounded freer, like it had room to hum. Leo noticed the quiet in his own way. "Are we mad at Grandma?" he asked. I turned off the sink, dried my hands. "We're not mad," I said carefully. "We're disappointed, and we're taking a break, like a timeout, only this one's for grown-ups who forgot how to be kind." He nodded, satisfied. Kids get it faster than adults. 2 days before the Sweet 16, Mom sent a new message, an apology, labeled like a memo. It wasn't an apology, it was a press release. "Family is complicated. Sometimes schedules clash. We love Leo and we'll make it up to him. The Sweet 16 is important for business connections. This is an investment. Please support. Also, Evan has been under stress, so let's not push him. Thank you. Investment. Business connections. My kid as an afterthought behind her brand." I read it once and set my phone down. At 5 p.m., the venue emailed my new address again. "Hi, Mr. Brooks. We received a call from your mother stating you had recommitted to your sponsorship and would be paying the remaining balance. Just confirming." She lied. I said, "Do not put my name anywhere. If she says it again, send me the recording." A click of keys. Understood. The night of the Sweet 16, I took Leo to the park. We shot free throws until the sky turned orange. His laugh bounced off the backboard, and I thought about how cheap joy really is until someone tries to invoice it. We stopped for milkshakes. He lined up his action figures on the coffee table, and I let him stay up late watching a movie. I didn't check my phone. I didn't care what centerpieces looked like when they were paid for with someone else's guilt. Sometime after 11, Aunt Nora texted. They sat Grandma next to a fountain with dry ice and strobe lights. She couldn't see her food. Your sister spent half the night yelling at the florist, the DJ, the waiters. When the bill came, everyone just stared. No one looked at your mother. You missed nothing. I set the phone down and looked at Leo asleep on the couch, chocolate on his lip. I wiped it away and felt something open in my chest that wasn't anger, just space. The week that followed, life rearranged itself the way a room does when you finally move the couch and realize it never belonged there. I told my boss I couldn't cover weekends for a while. He said, "Good, go be a dad." I put a sticky note on the fridge, soccer camp scholarship deadline. This time, I actually applied on time. I made a Google Drive folder called Receipts/Boundaries, and whenever doubt whispered, "You're being harsh. You'll regret this," I'd drop another screenshot inside and the voice would go quiet. On Thursday, a card arrived in kid handwriting. "Dear Leo, happy birthday. Sorry we couldn't come. My mom said we had to go to a different party. I wanted the cake with the pixels. Emma, from next door." $2 were taped inside. Leo grinned like he'd found treasure. I took a picture of him holding it and sent it to no one but my own future.